All right, Natalia. So for releasing, I have the water card and inner strength. Those are interesting ones to release. And what I feel coming through, Natalia, is that you've been trying really hard to look like you're unbothered. So you want everyone to see that you're not bothered by things, that you are happy, that you're strong. So like you're trying to show everybody that, nothing gets to this courage, this inner strength, and you're just going with the flow. But what I'm asked, like what spirit wants you to start focusing on, what they want you to do is crown chakra. So crown chakra is listening to your guides. And I believe we've had this message come through for you before. So we need to really start to be more open to intuitive advice coming in. You are a naturally intuitive human. You do have messaging come through. And a lot of times you'll think it's just your own thoughts. You'll judge it. You'll be like, oh, that's not really advice. That's just me thinking, or that's positive thinking. It's not. Like your guides are talking to you and you have to listen. So that's what they're pushing. And in terms of, astrology card, cool. So I don't know if you have a birthday coming up, but there's some strong energy for, around like relationships coming up around that date. So with this, did you boys all share this to your little chat? But thank you. That's very nice of you. Hi. But Natalia, I feel like there's some stuff going on relationship-wise. So bordering on, I don't want to straight up like say jealousy, but like it's more like spirit saying that things are uneven. Like you're feeling like you put in everything and they don't put in very much. So there's what's probably being shown to you, what the moon is illuminating, we'll say, is your relationships. I think that February is going to be very strong around relationships and how other people see you. So keep an eye on that. And it's just like, yeah, adjust your focus. Right now, like it's like you're focused on looking strong. You're focused on looking abundant. You're worried about what everyone else is portraying you as, okay? Release that, let go of it. Let's just start to go inward because you need to figure out what you want. Okay, open up that crown chakra, listen to your guides, be open to that. Okay, I hope that helps, my lovely Natalia. Brennan is probably mortified, but he just got out of the shower, so I don't know, but I'm sure you guys are all texting each other, so you will see. Okay. Let's see our other question. All right, so then I had Nicole, right? All right, Nicole. Hello, what a lovely day. All right, so I have Nicole next, then Jessie, then lovely day. Oh, well, silver lining, right? I'm glad that you're here. I am sorry in the 3D sense that you are laid off right now, but I do right away get a sense that that was what was best for you. That job was a dead end. And I know like things could be scary right now, but Source really is trying to get you on track, okay? So let's see what they say about that. All right, Nicole. Release. Embrace. Okay, so what we're getting is for you to release, Nicole, I need you to release the judging of yourself. You are really, really judgmental of yourself. Like you're so mean to you. I see that you're like judging, like almost like mental wellness, but you're judging your reactions to things. You're like, I really need to be more centered. Like you keep, and the way you do it with yourself, it's like being disappointed that it's not going a particular way, right? So your guides really want you to stop being hard on yourself. Why don't we do some like self-love exercises? That could be really good for you, especially in February, because February is the month of love anyways, right? It goes right along with it. Maybe some self-love affirmations. We need to pump you up. You're feeling like a little bit down. And you also kind of have these two sides to you. You have like this duality. So you have like this side of you that can go on like a kick of being like really positive and really optimistic and everything's gonna work out. And then all of a sudden you're really low. And we need to kind of find a balance there. And your answer for balance is grounding. Okay. So I need you to practice breath work, practice visualizing your energy going down into the earth to ground you prior to starting your day and prior to anything that gives you anxiety. I do feel like you suffer from anxiety, as most of us do. And so like before those situations with the people and places that make you anxious, take a few deep breaths, okay? And trust yourself, trust that you got this, that you know what you're doing. With your job that you were let go of, I see that like it was not good for your spirituality. I have my spirituality card in reverse. So it was like really draining on you. Also, like you had to make a lot of sacrifices, basically where it just felt like everything was on you. That, you know, absolutely everything was your responsibility and no one had your back. So this was a very unhealthy, nice. This was an unhealthy dynamic. I feel like there were a lot of toxic people like at your workplace. So I think it's a good thing. All right. Now that's as deep as I'm going to go for today. I wish you well on your job search. Follow your intuition. I definitely hear that. And just don't be so hard on yourself if you're not positive all the time, you know? It's normal to feel down and it's normal to feel upset. Even if you hated your job, anything ending and closing, we mourn it. You know, there's a period where we have to release it and let go. So on the 1st of February, we have that full moon in Leo. I would also maybe write down something you want to release. Maybe you're going to release an old version of yourself. Maybe you're going to release how hard you are on yourself. Things like that. Okay? Whatever comes is correct. You know what to do. Okay? I hope that helps. Lovely. All right. So next, even though I love my father, I might do anything not just someone that's hard thing like. I did not see your question. Okay, so just reading it though, like your highest self is saying, trust your intuition. Why do you do this, girl? That's what they're saying. Why do you do this, girl? Your highest self is a little sassy. And that's like when you get on your sassy horse. And it's this strong, powerful woman. And, you know, he's part of these sacrifices that you felt like you've made. It's almost like you want justice for all of the sacrifices that you've made. You're not going to get it because he's very set in his ways. Like right now anyways. And you know, nothing's ever set in stone. People can always change. People can always grow. Like he could choose to become the best version of himself, but he has to choose that. You know what I mean? All right. So that was you, Nicole. All right. So after we did Natalia Nicole. Natalia Nicole, that sounds like a name. All right, my Jessie Sprinkleberries. I am so sorry about your mother. Any message from spirit? Yeah, so how to stay grounded. I mean, already right now, kind of almost similar message to what I was saying to Nicole, that you need to allow yourself time to fall apart. Like if things are too much on you, it is okay to cry. It's okay to get mad. It's okay to be overwhelmed. You have to allow yourself those moments. I like to always think of like heavy emotions sort of like water, okay? And you let it flow into you. You acknowledge those emotions and you just let it flow back out, you know? And then you come back to what makes you feel grounded. So grounding, we can do so many different ways, but also you need to ask yourself, what makes you feel really calm and connected? Like trying breath work, trying yoga, trying different things like that. All right, before I read you What a Lovely Day, I'll make sure you're back, okay? So, Jesse, that is, I mean, it's just like, it's gonna be, I'm not gonna lie to you, like it's gonna be a hard time, right? Even when you catch things early, watching your loved ones go through things, it's hard. Yeah, okay. What is gonna keep Jesse grounded? Advice for mom. Okay, so this is kind of nice. I like this. For you to remain grounded, I got my nourishment card. So nourishment is not only the things you put into your body, but the things you put into your mind. So I want you to be very cognizant of, you know, during this busy time of what you're eating. You don't want to be like, just, oh, I have to just go grab fast food. And because all of these like chemical ridden foods, they weigh on us. So you're already going to have this weight on you from stress. So we don't want to add to it. We want you to feel like your body is being like nurtured and functioning correctly. So really think about all of the things that nurture. Maybe even write down, you know, what nurtures my mind, my body, my soul. Soul nourishment is going to be really helpful through this. You can't just completely abandon your own happiness to completely be the rock for your mom. You have to, like, if let's say, you know, music makes you really happy and someone invites you to go to a concert or local, you know, a bar where there's a cool band playing or something like that. And you feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Like you have to, like, think of everything with nourishment as you being a responsible adult that realizes what you need to be the best version of you for your mom. Your mom doesn't need like this tired, like shriveled up version, right? You want to be strong. So that is how you are strong. Self-care. So really, really prioritize that, please. And then like looking at your mom, so she's going to really need to just kind of go inward through this whole thing. And I feel already like she kind of knows that. And this whole thing, because I do feel like there's a lot of experiences we go through in life that are for, I hate to say everything has a reason because, or, you know, because I actually don't like that saying, but I do like the idea that everything has a lesson and we can choose how to look at everything in our lives. We can choose the filter with which we put on our lives, right? So your mom can look at this like being forced to go inward and slow down, because I feel like she's a person who buries things, glazes over things, right? So she just, like even anything from her past, it's like she just, you know, was like, I'm going to be strong. I am going to pump myself up and I'm good. You know, I need to be strong. And that's how she just went along. But also in the same way, think about your childhood and like, were you able to feel fully connected with her mentally like that? Probably not. And that's not her fault. It's very generational. But also, she's going to have this opportunity to go inward and really reflect on a lot of things and maybe come out of this a stronger version of herself. I'm showing like strength, luster. She has a lot of strength already. She's been through a lot already. But it's almost like this is going to renew her passion for life. Like she's settled in a lot of different areas of her life, settled into accepting everything as it is. Like there's nothing ahead, you know? So really take notice of that change, I feel like, with your mom. It's going to be, there's an opportunity here for a really beautiful journey for the two of you. And just don't lose sight of the fact that you are separate spiritual beings going through this experience. And I feel like it's going to come out okay. Okay? I hope that helps, lovely. Yeah, guilty for taking time for yourself. And that's, any like spiritual people, healers, we a lot of times feel guilty taking time for ourselves, feel guilty even like charging money for our gifts. And in a perfect world, we'd live in a village and we could trade, do trades where we have, gardens and we trade food for expertise or, the doctor in the village. I mean, that would just be amazing, but we don't. We have to live. So, like anything else, we have to think of it like that. It's easy for us to be like, okay, well, I have to pay my bills. Well, you know what? You have like spiritual bills and you can't not pay them. You have to put in the self-care, I like that analogy. Okay. You're welcome. All right, let me try to catch up here. Oh, thank you. The eyeshadow, it's funny because one of my other friends, she was like, I love sparkly eyeshadow. And she's like, but I feel like, you can't wear that as an adult. And I'm like, I wear sparkly eyeshadow every single day. And she's like, oh, well, you pull it off. But I don't know. It makes me feel happy, Maybe it's like my little nod to the 90s or something. 90s baby. Well, 80s baby. Born 80s. Grew up 90s, right? Okay. No, I'm going back, but I do need to find something more. Yeah, good. It sounds like this stuff's resonating. And of course, we can only go as deep as we can on these lives, but hopefully it provides at least a little support and clarity for the things that you've been considering, we all have these gifts. But the hard thing in life is that we second guess ourselves. And I think that's why a lot of times it's nice to consult someone for additional clarity and kind of bounce things off, like more to get a non-biased opinion, because we have bias, right? Like even if you like pull a morning card for yourself, our bias can tilt the meaning of the card, but someone else reading for you, they're not going to tilt it. It's so cold. It's cold. I don't know where you guys live, but well, I do know where some of you do. But in Ohio, it's really cold. I'm hoping kids have school tomorrow because my youngest has his field trip, and I think it would be really sad if they like have to cancel their little field trip. And I'm a chaperone. So it'll be fun. It'll be chaotic and a lot of I'll come home with a headache, but it'll be fun. Okay. So there is a lot of chit chat in here. I don't know what is questions and what's just general comments. So maybe, okay. All right. And make sure also that anything that we put in the chat for questions is serious too. Okay. So not a joke, because a lot of times these kind of things can be very helpful for people to be uplifted, right? But in general, if someone is being bullied at school, obviously bullying always will happen. Like, it'll always happen because people are really uncomfortable around different. If you don't fit into the norm, it makes people uncomfortable. So I think it's like a lesson that we have to just learn as we grow and get older. And it really is about getting strong and not thinking of it where like whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but thinking of it more like, am I frozen? Okay. But thinking of it more like how you look at situations. And I think communication is the best thing, to communicate what you're going through with people, because I think you'd be really surprised how many people feel the same way and are dealing with the same stuff. Maybe not the exact same thing, because if if it's something very specific to you, but everyone's dealing with their stuff. And that's something you definitely notice, again, as you get older, that grass is green from the other side, and like it seems like people are just sailing through life like with ease, but really everyone has their stuff. Everyone has their battles, If you want me to pull you a card, Camden, I can. All right, so you need to focus on your own inner magic and your own confidence. I feel like a lot of times you make jokes to cover up being uncomfortable. And while that's okay in a sense, we don't want to get too comfortable in our defense mechanisms, and stop focusing on everything that everyone else has, and more focus on all of the beautiful things that you have and that you can offer. There's like a turning point here for you in your life where you're kind of growing up in a next stage type thing. Okay. Hope that helps. All right. What a lovely day. You are back. Welcome back. I will now do your reading. Did you ask something specific or just general? You're welcome. Did you have a specific question? What a lovely day. A message from your guides. That's all. Okay. So we'll do a message from your guides. Kind of see where you should be focusing. I already feel like I'm going to need to also pull some tarot as well for you. Just feel drawn to my tarot deck too. So we'll do oracle and then some clarification cards, okay? I should have put slippers on because I'm cold. Okay. What a lovely day. Okay, so while I shuffled this one, interesting. So I feel like yep, it's the biggest thing in life. Seriously, everybody has issues. Like everyone, when it really comes down to it, can relate to everyone else. And I think a big part of like thinking of life in a higher perspective, like thinking of it more from a 5D perspective, it's not about being dismissive of other people's journeys, but it's more about understanding how beautiful it is that we all have journeys, you know? And when you are like one-on-one with people, you can connect and be in those moments and share. But in general, like it's a journey to become the best version of us, right? So, and it's a hard way of being in this world, you know, because we do have our 3D human emotion, but like really that's the way to approach things. Okay. Look how pretty this is. It has like the side of it is all rainbow. Okay. So what a lovely day. So I asked like kind of what you're dealing with right now. And this is interesting. Okay. So for your oracle pull, it's protection. So I feel like right now you're a bit feeling under spiritual attack. You're feeling very drained. It is looking like, and then like off of that, I pulled 3 of Wands. And with this card, I feel, don't worry, okay? Nobody can fully attack us because we have sovereignty and you have a massive light that's like beaming off of you, off of the screen even. So we'll talk about what to do, okay? But with these, I like to really read the symbolism, especially when I'm drawn to a particular deck for a person. So 3 of Wands. Wands are like about creativity, and look at, again, like rainbow color, and about really being comfortable being exactly who you are, mind, body, soul. So we're bringing in like the 3. So that like the holy trinity, you know, of mind, body, soul, and balance. And this was upside down though. Okay. So with this coupled with protection and being upside down is, I feel like you've, okay. So it's not so much that you're under like spiritual attack right now. It's that you've been under attack a lot in your life. You're feeling, you're in this like moment where you're playing it safe. It's like you have learned a balance so that people don't think you're too much. You've learned to dim your light so that others aren't threatened by it. And whether you, I think a huge part of you thinks that you have gotten over that you've moved on. And yes, you have in so many ways and grown, but it's like still in your body. Like the energy is still stuck in your body. And I feel like you need to do something to fully release those blockages, because right now your creativity wants to flow because you're a very creative being, and you're a little nervous to fully shine. And you fully shining is, it is going to intimidate people because you are kind of incredible. Like your guide is saying, like, you very, very creative. I don't know if you make something, like they're showing you like making things. And then I have like 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like there's 2 of Pentacles is very like juggling 2 big things. So I feel like there's this side of you that's almost entrepreneurial. Like maybe you make something, you want to sell something. There's something like a creative side of you that wants to do something. And then you have like your 3D self that has to work and make money and pay the rent, right? So you're kind of like juggling these things. And a part of you would love to just jump into that crochet and knit. Yeah, I saw you making things. Yeah, that's awesome. I also, okay, so your guides are saying there's a very spiritual component to what you do. As you crochet, it's not, you don't just, no, you don't crochet and knit. You don't. You're a healer. And when you crochet and knit, you are healing energy, or adding healing energy like string by string into each piece that you do. And whether it be, you know, a crocheted blanket and you're making it for somebody in particular who's maybe like sick and you're going to give it to them, you're healing. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, you have natural gifts with your hands. So it's funny because so many people like kind of downplay things they do, and when they do that, they're diminishing their light. Okay, so just because you know, like a lot, if you're a waitress or something, you know, that doesn't mean that you aren't fulfilling your purpose. Like we can fulfill our purpose in everything we do. And it doesn't mean, yeah, nice. And oh gosh, do you do stuff with crystals? Because I feel like you should be sewing crystals into your crochet and really branding as a healing, a whole healing thing. I think that you would really do well. And if you don't already have like some sort of shop or something, maybe focus on that in February, because I feel like if you can put all of that creative energy in there, nice. Yeah. Yeah. You are like, I can tell that like you've so many gifts. And like crocheting and knitting, like that's the beginning of these for you. But you have to start creating and sharing what you're making, because I feel like you are almost protecting your, like not showing people what you're doing, not, you know, not sharing what you're doing, because also you're like modest in a lot of ways. Like you get very uncomfortable when people like give you a bunch of compliments. Like you like to hear compliments, everybody does, but also you kind of like, you know, you don't know how to take them, you don't know what to say. So it's like you have two sides of you. They're showing me your guides. Like you're either like on the stage being like, you know, the karaoke singer, or your energy is brought in and you're feeling like you are very like you don't want to be noticed. You don't want too much attention called to you. Yeah. You can find a balance between these two things, and it's funny, like Two of Pentacles coming up, but I think that you have to get out that creative energy and it's just going to grow and flourish. For things coming towards you, I actually show Twin Flame card. Now in my readings, the twin flame, it doesn't necessarily mean like your other half romantically. It could be like a person who is just missing from your life, like the perfect addition that you didn't even realize you needed. And this person is going to be really good for inspiring you. This person's going to be really good for lifting you up, and they see the strength in you and are going to help you bring that strength out. Yeah, because it feels very much like when you have to have like that more like masculine energy. So masculine energy is like the energy, like the, you know, go, 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 the action, you know, thinking about like to-dos, money, things like that. Really like our 3D stuff. So when you try to embody that kind of energy in order to push yourself, because like it's like a part of you is going, you need to do this, you need to do this. It feels very unnatural, you know, because you sort of want to like come join me in the village and we'll just make stuff all day, and you know, and just be with people and in that energy, and that's that would be so awesome. But it's not like this world we live in, unfortunately, right now anyways. But I think that this person that's coming towards you right now is going to help with that. Like they have this a very business sense that is going to kind of help you with this platform and starting. Yeah, you need to start your own business, like, or your own LLC. I like definitely. I totally see that. So yeah, that's beautiful. in something like, it's like you have a very relatable way of being healing without being like too woo-woo, you know? Relatable. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. You're welcome, lovely. That's exciting. So yeah, you keep it real. I feel your energy. And that's a lot how I am with my spiritual stuff, is I want it to be relatable for people, you know? Did anyone else ask a question? Otherwise, I am going to do a collective reading. I know, you're part of the tribe. Which is awesome. Okay, yeah, I don't see any. If someone did ask something, please just ask your question again, okay? Otherwise, like, I apologize if I missed anybody. But I'm going to now, just for our playback of when people don't make this time slot, I like to have something for you too. And of course, anytime, just FYI, like you are going through your social media or your, you know, you go and search for something in particular within YouTube, the things that find you, of course, there's the algorithm, but also random things, like your guides have a way of pushing it too. Your guides should push content as well. And don't take that lightly when a message resonates. I think that's the biggest thing. Just, ooh, I like that, Nicole. That is so fun. You're gonna make a pair of pants. That sounds so hard. I'm like incredibly creative, but I don't like sew or knit or anything like that, like clothing. I've made jewelry and stuff like that, but you know. Okay, so collective reading. So when you find this on the replay, this is for you. You are meant to hear this, okay? And when I get this posted, I'll try to like pull just this out so people can skip right to here too. But this message found you when you needed it. And this is specifically for like transitioning from January to February energy. We have that really strong full moon in Leo on the 1st. And it is an opportunity to really focus on your gifts, focus on what makes you shine, and release the noise, release the crap, you know? Yes, nice. Okay, collective. Definitely need some clarification on this. Okay, so what you need to release, I pulled the root chakra card and loyalty and commitment. So what I'm feeling off of this with these two coupled together is that a little bit of being too set in your ways. Like there's going to be a lot of opportunity to grab onto different, not to use the word opportunity too much, but grab onto different opportunities that come your way over the next couple months. And if you are too set in your ways, you're going to miss them. If you are too much thinking that you know exactly who you are and you know exactly what your talents are, you'll miss the opportunity to expand. I feel like there's a lot of expansion coming in like February, March timeframe. Yeah, so more creative things. Let me just shuffle these really quick. I need to do some tarot off of those oracle. But your guides definitely are throwing out a lot of signs that have been happening, synchronicities, and you're feeling, it's because you're feeling almost like a little bit stuck, like you're trying to figure out how you need to move forward, but you're trying to force it. I feel like it's very forced, you know? We don't want you to force things. I want you to just like let things and opportunities naturally happen, and the ones that feel aligned, you go for. Oh, my necklace. Thank you. I did not make it. This is actually from, have you ever used the Whatnot app? There's a seller on there and her name is Pippi and she's amazing. If you go on Whatnot, make sure you find her. I can always put her link in the comments, but yeah, no, Whatnot is, you can get all these really great deals and it's people selling their stuff. You could sell your stuff on there, peeps. You could sell your stuff. Maybe there's a reason I brought that up. Check out Whatnot, download the app, look into it. Maybe you're supposed to sell on there, okay? All right, so off of that, for things to release, wow. Okay, so I got the Devil card in reverse. And this deck, this particular deck, because I like to view the Devil card as shadows anyways, but this is so shadowy. And look at the shadow rising from the middle and then all of these bright red flowers growing all around. These flowers, and the red seems very purposeful to me. The red is passion, kind of fiery passion. And with this shadow in the middle, which for some reason also looks like a bull to me. I see a bull and a butterfly, which tells me that you've been feeling like you've needed to go really hard at everything you want and see like you've made progress, releasing little things floating away. And I see a butterfly right there. And to me, that butterfly has been caught up in this, again, like more masculine energy, driven energy, when the butterfly kind of wants to be and be creative and flow with the air. So this card was in reverse. So, and this is what we're supposed to let go of. So what your guides are saying to me is that you found this message and that you can finally let go of feeling like you're forcing things to happen. You can finally feel like this uphill battle that you've been on, you're finally at the top. It's not all downhill from here, like in the sense of like stepping into flow and having ease, but it's more a pause and releasing all of this work you did. You don't need to harp on the shadow work you did and the shadows you released. You did it. Done. Over. You're a different person. Energetically, completely different person. Probably timeline-wise, completely different person. That other stuff happened to that other version of you. And that version's not here anymore. Moving forward through the month, I do see some possible travel for a lot of you that find this. And what does it mean by this? Okay. So moving forward, we have Queen of Swords. Very strong queen, action-oriented, has had to fight for what she has wanted her whole life and is ready for the battle. But she also has these rays of light around her head. And these to me represent enlightenment. So as she has faced these battles, she's learned the lessons and feels very confident in where she's going next. It's interesting because she has the sword, but it's down. So it's like she's not going to fight right now. The sword's down, and has this hawk, eagle, hawk. Spiritually, I feel like it's about to take flight. And that's a very creative symbol as well. So this card coupled with my trickster card, which is interesting because I was like, what is coming towards you for next month? Be on the lookout for a woman coming towards you who wants to throw off your balance, who wants to bring out that shadow stuff again that you've already let go of, wants to stir things up. She's going to appear very self-assured and calm, and you are going to be like kind of drawn to her energy. But part of this card is also speaking to you, and speaking to you in terms of move away from anyone else trying to influence. So that's like coupled with it. So some of you are going to have this individual coming towards you. Some of you are going to just need to almost find that person within you to walk away from situations and to stop lying to yourself that something is good for you when it's not. Off of that Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups, you know, really feeling full. I feel like this card is my back. I'm assuming I'm back. I think I was frozen. I don't know when it went frozen. Yeah, I know. I froze. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I was saying when I went frozen. But we're wrapping it up. Okay. You don't need to, moving forward, you don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to put narrative to everything happening in your life to make it make sense to others. You are in this kind of area, like I said, where you've been going up this hill. You're at the flat top. And the flat top, you've been going up this hill not knowing what's at the top. And now you're there. You're on the top and you are exploring, exploring who you are now that you've done all this work. Exploring what you want and what you command and what you demand. Also, having sovereignty over your emotions. A lot of big things are going to happen for the rest of the year for you. And as long as you keep this balanced view, you're going to be able to see the bigger picture and come out of all of these situations on the highest timeline, because that's the biggest thing. Our guides want us to choose the highest timeline and try to avoid the lowest. Okay, you guys. So that was our collective reading. I apologize for freezing up there. And I am going to be live next Tuesday as well. Tomorrow, my next Shorts Inner Sketch comes out. Thursday, my next podcast comes out. And I'm going to be putting out some other content too. And I'm working on some exciting things. So make sure you're following, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the bell because there's some new stuff coming too. Okay? I love you all. Thank you for joining me.